Hey, I think I'm back in Katawa Shoujo, Act 4. Still not sure what she's touching, and yeah, I'm gonna see if I can do a quick run before I need to finish up my... Yeah, it's December 24th, not finished with Christmas shopping yet. So, yeah, I procrastinate a lot. Just like how I procrastinated on this. Still not done with it. Continuing melody, playtime, 11.5 hours. Jeez, I haven't played this in almost 20 days. Okay, gonna try and finish. Since talking to Lily yesterday, I've wanted to try and move on from the listlessness I've felt ever since coming to Yamaku. But even if I try to concentrate on the book in front of me, Hanako's empty seat at the back of the classroom looms larger than life. Every time I start getting focused, my eyes flicker over to her desk again and my mind starts spinning. Once more, my eyes drift over to it, but this time my vision is blocked by a certain other classmate. What was her name again? Oh yeah. Oh hey, Miki. Maybe you should just have lunch. I can hear your stomach growling from my desk. I let my head drop in disappointment. She seems to take some amusement from my reaction, and hops up onto my desk. Her grin as she sits on it reminds me of the Cheshire Cat. That's kind of creepy. So, what you working on? Some math. I have a decent handle on it, but I just wanted to revise. Oh, really? Well, let me see that. Before I can object, she grabs my mathematic books with her hand. She scans the page I was on, holding it open with one hand she has, her left arm sitting uselessly on her lap. In my time here at Yamaku, I've noticed that the other students have a wide range of adjustment to their disabilities on a purely practical level. Miki is one of those that seems to have some trouble. The stump of her left arm tends to be either hanging by her side, slipped into a pocket, or otherwise put out of the way. Sometimes she has a difficult time doing common tasks, which makes her visibly quite frustrated. I feel a little bad for thinking this way, but I am thankful that Hanako and I don't have disabilities affecting our freedom of movement to that extent. Then again, if Miki's problem worsened, at least she wouldn't have a real possibility of dying. Yeah, that makes sense unless it went like... boom. My attention is refocused as she thumbs through a few pages, skimming their contents. With such casual interest in the subject matter, it's clear by now that she won't be any help. I'm guessing you're not too interested in this stuff. Screw math, it's boring as hell. She puts the book back in front of me with indifference. Her eyes move to the notebook beside it and that I'd been working out practice equations on. Wait, you're actually able to work that stuff out? What? She is actually one of the characters that has the most, like, facial features. Yeah? Wow, I've never talked to a computer with legs before. Thanks, I think. At least I'm doing better in this than history. Think it's worth asking that librarian for help? I heard she's shooting for uni. Oh, university. Yuko? Maybe. I don't know what she wants to study, though. History, right? Didn't she say? So what about you? Got anything you're thinking of doing after you graduate? Me? Nah, not really. Just enjoying it while it lasts. She looks a little awkward when asked about her future, and absent-mindedly rubs her left forearm. I kind of want to ask her about it, but I don't think I know her well enough to do so. The conversation peters out, and I lean back in my chair, giving up on the prospect of studying. Miki notices my tired expression and looks oddly serious. Thinking about Hanako? Yep. It's that obvious? You've been glancing at her seat, and you've been pretty quiet. Not too hard to connect the dots. I'm just worried about her. Yeah, I can see why you would be. She can get weird sometimes. She sounds put off, but I can't blame her. Hanako was a hard person to interact with before she warmed up to me, even with Lily around to help. I haven't known her for that long either, so some of her habits would still be unknown to me. My face becomes troubled. If I hadn't developed feelings for her, this would be at least a little easier to deal with. I mean, no offense, she isn't a bad person, I know that much. I know, I didn't take it that way. It's just harder to deal with when, well, you know, you have feelings for someone. Yeah, I can imagine that. It's hard to forget something like what happened to her during class 2. I wish she hadn't reminded me of that. She just confirmed that it was clearly noticed by others in the room as well. Come on, don't get that down. She's done this before. You've just got to wait it out. She locks herself in the room and acts like an empty husk of a person for a sizable amount of time ever since she entered Yamaku, if not before that as well, and I'm not supposed to be concerned about that. Longest question ever? Well, I might think that, but there's nothing I can do. I can't force her to come out, and she does see a therapist, so it's not like she isn't getting any help for her issues. Maybe it's natural to think that way when you're so powerless to help someone. That's just the way she is, and you just have to deal with it. Who's this? Not Misha. As I mull things over, I notice a movement out of the corner of my eye. I glance to see who it is, and end up doing a double take. What? Is it? Oh, it's Hanako. Yes. Sure enough, it's Hanako. She walks through the door just as she would any normal school day, and begins to move towards her seat in her usual silent and humble manner. She looks at me for a moment before blushing and looking away in embarrassment, which makes me realize that I was staring at her. I feel sorry for that, but not doing it is hard after all that's happened. The girl sitting on my desk looks to me grinning. See, your sweetheart's back already. What did I tell ya? You be quiet. It might be only meant as a joke, but she hits close enough to make me quite uncomfortable. As we talk, someone calls Miki's name from the door. She jumps down from her vantage point on my desk before turning to me. Gotta go, Hisao. Remember to eat sometime, will ya? Fine, I will. See you. Oh, I right-click. Dang it. She gives a casual salute before jogging over to the door, where a male student in gym uniform is waiting for her. Probably someone from the track and field club. Pan. Seizing the opportunity, I get up and make my way to Hanako's desk. Hello? Hi, Hanako, what's up? Nothing. Maybe talking to her this soon after she came back to class was a bad move. Wanna come with me and grab something from the cafeteria? I'm pretty hungry. But I thought you were studying. Studying can wait. Oh, this is my head. Turning up for class after all this time must have taken some courage for Hanako, so the least I can do is stay with her. That's just the way she is, and you just have to deal with it. It's the way Miki, and probably the class as a whole, views Hanako. I can do more for her, though. I want to do more for her. After being distracted by Miki, I don't think I'm going to get any work done. Come on, let's go. She hesitates, but eventually gets up and joins me as we begin walking. These may be small steps for her, but the fact that she's finally out of her room of her own volition lifts a large weight off my shoulders. New day. Oh, come on. I remember that last time I hadn't seen Hanako for like 4 days. What's up with that? My pen busily scrawls onto a slowly filling page of my notebook. My other hand remains on the page of a reference book I borrowed from the library, marking my spot as my eyes flicker to and fro. As I work, I occasionally mark red circles or underlines onto the photocopied sheets of paper that lie on the table in front of me. Wanting a change of scenery from the library to avoid the distractions of the classroom, I decided to make use of the Shanghai for some quiet study time. So you're not with Hanako right now? What are you doing? It ended up being nice and quiet as expected, and being able to get coffee while I study is a nice bonus. Hanako may have returned to her normal self since she came out of her room, but I've done quite the opposite. Daily routine may have returned to us, but I feel as if I'm a different person. Maybe I'm not. It's only been a few days after all since I decided I want to try and get out of the rut I found myself in after my accident. But I want to change, and now I'm actively working towards that goal. Or at least, I would like to think that I am. Oh, this is impossible. Brute forcing this isn't going to work. Did I just say that out loud to no one? What's more, I have another piece of writing I have to do after this. I fear that's going to be no easier. Just forget about Iwanako, man. I look up in mild surprise to the source of the tentative voice. Yuko stands at the head of the table with a damp towel in hand, clearly having taken the opportunity to clean the tables while no other patrons were around. She looks curious, her eyes as much on my work as me. Wait, what? As much as on my work as on me. What's the matter? I was just wondering, what sort of work are you having so much trouble with? I'm pretty sure, didn't they say she was history? Didn't Miki just say that? Oh, it's just history. I'm fine with science and math, so I'm trying to get my other subjects up to par. Yuko looks positively delighted at this development. I feel like I just chose the right answer on some big quiz show. Oh, I think I can help you with that. If you don't mind, of course. I briefly considered turning down the offer in order not to cause her too much trouble, but she looks too excited about this for me to do it. It would be mean to shoot her down like that after such a reaction. Oh, it scrolled up, dang it. If you're willing to help, I'd really appreciate it. She claps her hands together and quickly deposits her towel on the counter before returning and taking a seat across from me. I take my notebook off the top of the textbook and hand it over to her to peruse. So you're studying for the Edo period? You're studying the Edo period? Yeah, I'm not really much good at this though. She takes the textbook and reads a few pages from a random section near the middle for a bit. But the aura of enthusiasm she'd been radiating previously is rapidly sapping away. I'm guessing this isn't the kind of history you were expecting. Unfortunately not. My main area is European history, especially in the classical era. Sorry. Yeah, I took a European history class. It was pretty interesting. Did not care for any US history. I don't know, I just thought that was boring. Euro though, that was fun. She looks a bit downcast, but as she carefully closes the book and lays it back down on the table, her face perks up again. Would you like another cup of coffee? Oh yeah, sure. I reach forward and get my book back as Yuko gets up.